What's going on, guys? My name is Kevin Griffith and this is the Holler Barbecue. Today I got a couple tri-tips that we're going to run a little bit of an experiment on. We're going to see which is better, reverse searing or searing first. So sit right there and let's get this experiment started. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to do a little bit of an experiment. So let me show you what we got going here. I have two USDA Choice graded tri-tips. These came from Costco. They were $5.99 a pound, coming out to a total of $28.21. Now, picking these out, I tried to get two that look very similar in weight. They look about the same size, but also was looking for, look at that marbling going through this. This one has a little bit better marbling than this one, but all in all, looks really good. What we're going to do today is we're going to test out, we're going to reverse sear one, and we're going to sear one first, if that makes sense. So the first one, we'll sear up on the Blackstone, get it in the smoker at the same time as the other one, and then the other one that got seared, we'll sear last. All right, let's go over the rules for this experiment. Now, I'm going to try to do this as equal and fair as possible so that someone can't say, oh, you did this to make it better than the other one. So we're going to try to do both of them the same exact way, just a little different, if that makes sense. So to start off, our first one, we're going to sear it on the Blackstone. Then we will put both tri-tips on the pit barrel at the same exact time. We will temp them. And when they both hit 125, we're not looking at which one beats the other. I'm not concerned about that. When they hit 125, they come off and they rest. Now, the one that gets reverse seared, it's going to come off, and it's going to basically rest for 10 minutes to try to slow down that cooking process and stop it, and then we will sear it up. But both internals are going to 125. And to get these things ready, we're going to keep it super simple because tri-tip is a very good piece of meat. You don't need to do that much to it. So for a binder, I'm just going to use a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. That actually should be enough for both sides. And for seasoning, I'm just using a little bit of my SPGO. If this is your first time with me, that's salt, pepper, garlic, and onion. And I like to find the chunkiest seasonings I can find. So I have a very coarse pepper, and I'm using Jacobson's sea salt, which is very chunky salt. And then just whatever your favorite onion powder and garlic powder are. And for our wood today, we're using a nice, good, solid piece of pecan. All right, let's get this cook started. So for our searing, we're going to be using the Blackstone Griddle. Now, I've got this thing cranked up as high as it'll go, and it's been going for about 10-15 minutes. We're just taking our tri-tip, and we're just resting it straight on top of the griddle, and we're going to let it do its magic. Now, I want it to go for about a minute and a half. All right, it's been a minute and a half now. So now it's time to go ahead and flip this thing over. So I'm just using my spatula so we can scrape under, make sure we get all that sear. Just give it a good flip, and then we're going to go ahead and set the timer for another minute and a half. All right, the minute and a half is over with. So I'm going to go ahead and get it off of here, and then get our hooks in, and we'll get it on the barrel. All right, so to keep this cook as fair as possible, we have to be able to temp both pieces of meat. Now I'm using Grilleye today because in Grilleye you can go up to 6 different probes. So we're going to use number 1 as our sear first. That way we're going to try to keep track of them. So number 1 is sear first. We'll go ahead and get our probe in, basically in the thickest part. Now we're going to go ahead and put our piece of meat in here that's going to be our reverse sear. This will be number 2. And we'll do the same thing. We'll just take our probe and go ahead and put it in the thickest part of the meat. All right, let's just get our lid closed and we'll be watching the temps. All right, guys. So the one that was seared first actually jumped out way ahead since it has already had the cooking process started. And it's actually already hit 126, so it's time to pull it. So I'm going to go ahead and get it pulled. I'm going to put it inside. I'm going to tin it in aluminum foil until the other one's done. It should go up to about 135-ish, and that should be about where it is. And then we'll just be waiting on the reverse seared one to come up to 126, and then we'll pull it off. Now, our reverse seared one was right behind it. Didn't take it too much longer before it hit its temp. So really not much difference in cooking time, even though the seared first one started off a lot faster. And for anyone wondering, so I still have one of the probes dangling in the pit barrel right now. We're running at 289 degrees, if you're wondering about what temperatures I'm at. So we're at 126 on the second one right now. I'm going to go ahead and pull it in, and then I'm going to tin it in aluminum foil for about 10 minutes. And then we will sear it on the Blackstone also. For the reverse sear, same exact process. We've got the Blackstone turned up as high as it'll go, and we'll just gently lay the reverse seared one on. Same exact time, we're going to do a minute and a half. All right, it's been a minute and a half, so it's time to give this one a flip and do the same exact thing. Straight back to a minute and a half. All right, this side is done, so I'm going to go ahead and get it off of the Blackstone. We'll get them in, and then we'll do our compare. All right, guys, thanks for hanging in there with me. Our cook is finally done. It actually didn't take that long of a cook. Tri-tips just they don't take that long, especially when you're running at 280 degrees. So this one is our seared first. We always kept it number 1. We seared it first. This is our reverse sear. Now, go over differences just in appearance right now of what I'm seeing is the reverse sear actually shows more sear than the other one. I don't know if the other one just lost more sear or if we should have went longer for both of them on the Blackstone. A minute and a half was pretty good. It'll work out just fine anyway. I mean, you can see how much the reverse sear actually got at a minute and a half. If we went too long, we'd have got too dark. So it's fine. So this is our first seared, reverse seared. Now I'm going to cut them basically straight across right here, because you can see that's the way the grains are running. And this is the ends I want to cut off, and then we'll compare what the insides look like. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, let's get up and personal with these things. So this is our first one, so we seared first. Now with this one, I can see a tiny brown band going around the edge. Not much, but you can see it. See if you can, let me see if I can get it into the perfect light. Oh, right there. You can see right there how it's going a little bit darker. All in all though, it's still a really good cooked tri-tip. Now let's take a look at the reverse seared one. So the reverse sear, it was starting to turn dark, but it didn't. It's still kind of pink through there. So we basically have wall-to-wall pink on the reverse sear. Once again, that's one. You can actually see the brown going through there. But the big thing, right, is going to be taste. So let's go ahead and slice some of this off. I'm just going to go ahead and cut a few chunks out of them. And then let's give it a compare. So this is our seared first one. All right. Super good. Real smoky flavored. And then here's our reverse seared. Now, both are excellent. Let me tell you what I feel personally of what I actually tasted. So the seared first one, I can taste more smoke in it for some reason. Now, I don't know why. All you barbecue science experts out there, chime in below. Does searing your meat first allow the meat to absorb more smoke? I'm not sure, but that's what I'm tasting right now. I actually got a little bit less smoke flavor in the reverse seared one. On the flip side, the reverse seared one, I'm getting more taste of the sear itself, which is my personal favorite. It's still smoky, but not as smoky as the other one. So for me, I'm going to give this a win to the reverse sear because I am a true fan of the reverse seared. That crunchy part right there is my gold. That's what I love. Either way, though, you can't go wrong. The cooks were about the same. I would say they are 90% close to each other in taste. So either way, whichever one you prefer. I don't think one really stands out over the other one. But for me personally, I prefer the reverse seared. All right, guys, let me know what you think. Put some comments below. Let's discuss the seared versus reverse seared. And if you got any other questions or comments, go ahead and leave them below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And always, holler back.